Aloha, everybody. I have something I'd like to share, and I hope that it gives you another perspective, especially during these times right now. Right now I hear the song from the Beatles, Let It Be. Wow. Whisper words of wisdom. I have this thing I say about wisdom, and this is such a good song. I talk about wisdom, and I want to give a new perspective on how I see wisdom. I see wisdom as a continuum. I shouldn't say as a continuum. Wisdom is an accumulation of energy, based on experiences that we've had all our lives. And so when you look at the continuum of all the lifetimes that you have lived, there is history. There is a history that dates, and it's recorded. It dates back 22,000 years and 950 billion years. So, recorded history would mean that the human race has evolved and devolved and evolved and devolved, hence wisdom. And so when I speak about wisdom, I speak about it on that level, so that you would be able to swim in your own reservoir of wisdom. Swim in your own reservoir of wisdom, because it's ancient. And during a time like now, where there's such divide, and you know what's really interesting to me? I had this conversation with my best friend today, one of my very closest of friends, and I press people on participation and being awake to see just how they participate, and so that if they are participating, that they would see and be able to take responsibility for what it is that they have contributed to the grander picture. And so we both discussed it, and he recognized it just like I did. And it is this divide that is happening. Black Lives Matter. Well, that's an antagonizing statement. But, the hurt people who are experiencing great agony, great pain, they would never see that as an antagonizing statement. Black Lives Matter. Well, then that makes the white guy say, well, wait a minute. I matter. White people. I'm not white, by the way. Well, for anybody that knows or doesn't know, it doesn't, and again, it doesn't matter. This lifetime, I came in as a brown-skinned human, Latina, but who gives a fuck? I don't. I have a lot to learn. And so it's such an antagonizing statement, because it will antagonize the person who's not black-skinned and make them get angry and feel after, there's such a, the energy and the motive and the intentions behind this Black Lives Matter needs to be looked at a little deeper. And so when I say deeper, I'm not talking, oh, this is 400 years old and it's time we change this. Hell, it's a whole lot older than 400 years. It's so much older than that. And that's my point. So anyway, I did write something very early this morning and I sent it to my beloved. And I think I should share it. And you guys can tell me one way or the other, what you get out of it. It's just another perspective. It's another means. It's another substance that you could take within, and you can say what you want to do with it. Okay? So I did write it, and I'm going to read it to you. And I might screw it up. Please forgive me. And I'll see if I can fix it. But essentially, you get I think that I would like for you to just get receive the essence of it. And that's all it is. So I wrote that at the end of the day, when you lay down and close your eyes, any good deed or corrupt deed you did in the day, it does not weigh on the color of your skin. And then I said, behavior does not know creed, color, or race. Behavior does not know north, south, east, and west. Behavior does not know radical, conservative, east. I already said east, but you get the point. Behavior doesn't know that. Behavior is a choice. And so if that's the case, then intelligence, somehow it's linked. It should be, because it's going to show up in your behavior. And intelligence, I said, has many layers, heights and depth. And something that everybody knows but forgets, that all actions reap what they sow. And here's something I think is very important. All thoughts that are deeply felt shape the environment. They shape your environment. They're coming out of you and shaping your environment. So you know that they are certain to return to the Creator. Your environment that you live in returns back to the Creator, which is you. And I say, it is my deepest desire to witness you expand beyond the confines of your environment and develop all those parts of yourself that cannot be torn down or ripped apart. We all have parts of ourself that cannot be taken away. They can't be ripped apart and taken from us. And I said, and develop all the parts of yourself that no one can rip off or away from you. Addictions won't have any part of you. Your structure won't be able to feed them anymore. And they'll starve away. And we'll be replacing it with a thriving life force. Your structure won't be able to feed them anymore, the addictions, and they will starve away, replacing with thriving life force that experiences endless forms of nature. So essentially, it is my greatest desire to see people who develop themselves in such a way that nothing can tear down what it is that you develop, the non-tangible part of yourself. And that you would develop it so strong, because when you do that, addictions can no longer live on the vessel. They will starve and drop off. And when that happens, the natural things that take place is the thriving life force will come into your template, and you will have the experience of endless forms of nature. And that's my desire, is that I would love for that, for people to have that experience. And you will be, because having that experience, you will then be, B-E, capital B-E. You will be peace. As you witness the cycles of your existence, you will be peace as you witness the cycles of your existence. You will be grace, radiating all spectrums of color and light. And you will know yourself as living, not dying. It's not supposed to be poetic. It's not supposed to be far-fetched. It's my desire to see that in everybody, because I think that the more this participation that you choose, if it's to keep sending out these, blasting and sending out and sharing these videos of hatred and protests and listen, peaceful protesting guised with good intentions is not enough. You have to see really what you're doing. What energy are you injecting, imbuing into the peaceful protest? What's behind that? How was it born? What are you doing for yourself? When and how do you say, do you arrive at history? Understanding history and how you played a part and what it is you're supposed to be doing to change it. The change is never, ever going to happen out there. The systems are corrupt. They're broken. They've been like that. And if we fix one thing, there will be another one. And so, there will be another and another and another and another. And then eventually people need to arrive at the understanding of change and what that really means. So to be able to change and develop the things inside, your intuition, the voice, the divine voice, so that you won't act out without thought, without contemplation, without really seeing what it is you're acting out upon. So that is what I wrote this morning. And by the time you get this and you lay down, if you see this before you lay down and close your eyes, just know that any good deed or corrupt deed you did today doesn't weigh on the color of your skin or your race. Your race has nothing to do with it. It is a choice that you made. Nobody wants to be the bad guy. Yeah. And nobody ever wants to admit that they're the bad guy. Nobody ever wants to say they're sorry or feel that they need to say that they're sorry. Or that they fucked up or screwed up somehow, some way. It's not easy. But it sure is liberating. And it's a step ahead that helps you arrive in the place where you can be peace. You can be grace. Aloha. Namaste. To anybody who finds this useful.